Let's talk about the single biggest, most personal impact of artificial intelligence, and that's your job. A massive shift is already happening, and today we're going to break down exactly what it means for you and whether you should be worried. All right, let's just kick things off with a number that, well, it should get your attention. The World Economic Forum projects that by 2030, AI is going to displace 92 million jobs across the globe. No, that's not a typo, 92 million. It's a transformation on a scale that's almost hard to wrap your head around. And it's not some distant future, it's happening right now. You see, that huge global number isn't just an abstract statistic. It's made up of individual jobs, individual careers, individual people. So really, the only question that matters is the one right there on the screen. Is your job on that list? Let's find out. Okay, so we're zooming in from that massive, big picture number right down to ground zero, the specific jobs that are on the front lines of this AI revolution. For these roles, the impact isn't a prediction anymore, it's the current reality. Just look at this list. You start to see a pattern pretty quickly, right? Data entry, customer service, retail cashiers, they all have one thing in common, a shared vulnerability. They're built on work that is repetitive, predictable, and follows a set of rules. And that is exactly what AI is getting scarily good at. And there's a term for this. It's called routine cognitive tasks. Honestly, this is the key concept to understand here. If a huge chunk of your day is just following a clear set of instructions to process information over and over and over again, well, that's a prime target for automation. Because you know what? AI never gets bored, it doesn't make typos, and it works 24/7. This quote just hits the nail on the head when it comes to data entry. I mean, think about it. An AI can now scan, classify, and input data from thousands of documents an hour with almost perfect accuracy. A job that used to take a whole team of people days to complete, it can now be done before you've even finished your morning coffee. The business case for automation here is just, it's a no-brainer. And then you've got customer service. This is basically ground zero for this whole shift. We're talking 2.8 million jobs in the US alone that are directly in the line of fire. Why? Well, because AI chatbots can give instant, consistent answers to common questions, they can track your order, they can process a refund, all at the same time, around the clock. And for a lot of companies, customers can't even tell they're not talking to a real person anymore. And over in retail, this isn't some far-off, maybe someday thing. It's happening in the stores we all visit every single day. Giants like Walmart and Sam's Club are rolling out tech that could wipe out a combined 20,000 positions. The self-checkout lane was really just the beginning. So we've talked about what jobs are at risk, but now we really need to talk about who. Because this massive disruption, it isn't being felt equally by everyone. When you dig into the data, you find that some groups are bearing way more the pressure from this shift. And when you look at the numbers, wow, the difference is stark. In the United States, a staggering 79% of women are in jobs with a high risk of automation. Compare that to 58% for men. This is not a coincidence. It's a direct result of the kinds of roles that have historically been dominated by women. To make this really concrete, we're talking about jobs like legal and medical secretaries or receptionists. These roles are often over 90% female, and they sit at this really dangerous intersection of being super easy to automate while also offering fewer clear paths to transition into a new career. Another group that's really feeling the squeeze, young people just starting out. You see, AI is automating the exact kinds of entry-level tasks that have always been that first rung on the career ladder. And with those junior positions vanishing, we're at risk of creating a whole generation of workers who can't get that foundational experience they need to grow into senior roles down the line. Okay, so I know this has all been pretty grim so far, but, and this is a huge but, job displacement is not the whole story. It's not even close. Let's flip the coin and look at the other side of this equation, which is just as dramatic, but a whole lot more optimistic. This is what people are calling the Great Restructuring. Because yes, the World Economic Forum says 92 million jobs will be displaced, but in the very same report, they project that AI and all these new technologies are going to create 170 million new jobs in that same time frame. So this isn't just about destruction, it's about a massive, massive reshuffling of what human work even is. So you do the math, right? And here's the crucial takeaway. Every major, credible projection shows that we're looking at net job growth. The World Economic Forum projects a net gain of 78 million jobs worldwide by 2030. Now, the transition is going to be tough for a lot of people, no doubt. But the future of work itself isn't vanishing. It's just evolving. So you're probably wondering, okay, where are all these new jobs? Well, they're in the fields that are building and managing this new world. Think AI engineers, cybersecurity analysts. They're also in high-touch, human-centered fields like healthcare, where roles like nurse practitioners are just exploding. And interestingly, they're in skilled trades that AI can't just come in and replicate, like construction, electricians, and plumbers. Okay, this brings us to what might be the most important part of this whole explainer. We've looked at the threat, we've looked at the opportunity, so now let's get practical. Let's talk about what you can actually do to prepare for this new world and, thrive in it. Here's a simple 3-step playbook. First, audit your tasks, not your job title. Figure out which parts of your daily work are routine, and then focus on getting amazing at the parts that need uniquely human skills. Second, get fluent in AI. You don't have to become a coder, but just learning how to use AI tools in your field is huge. Workers with AI skills are already earning a 25% pay bump. And third, double down on being human. Creativity, critical thinking, leadership, these are the skills that are about to become more valuable than ever. Let's end with this one thought, because it really changes everything. The real threat isn't the technology. Your real competition isn't a robot. It's the person who learns how to leverage that technology. See, AI isn't coming for your job. A person using AI is. The only question left is, are you going to be that person?